Shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things.
What the fuck is the matter with this nigga?
A lot of people do not like Diddy, but 50 Cent's dislike for Diddy is on a whole new level. It's the stuff of legend going back to almost 2 decades, and now that Diddy is in a huge mess, 50 has been having the time of his life. But what is the real reason 50 hates Diddy? Is it a case of professional jealousy, or is something more? We will get into all of that and more in this video. With how deep and long the beef between 50 and Diddy has been, you would think that 50 never ever had anything to do with Diddy. But surprisingly, 50 once ghost wrote for Diddy, and for this to have happened, it meant that they had a fairly good relationship at one point. Back in the early 2000s, after 50 was shot 9 times and dropped from Columbia Records, he decided to re-establish himself in the industry. And for 50, that meant becoming a ghostwriter in the music industry. Although there's not much detail about 50's ghostwriting days, 50 revealed in an interview with The Breakfast Club in 2020 that he wrote Diddy's verse on G-Dep, "Let's Get It." But while he was writing songs for Diddy, 50 said he had to be cautious because many people wanted him dead at the time. So one day, he showed up at the studio with a Mac 10, but Diddy saw it, and for some reason he got spooked and decided it was time for 50 to move on. Word on the street at the time was that Diddy refused to sign 50 to Bad Boy Records because he felt 50 had too much drama going on, and he didn't want to get roped into it. However, 50 said he didn't feel bad about any of this, and he went on to sign with Inner Scope Records through a joint venture with Shady Records and his own label called G-Unit Records. But folks, even though it wasn't obvious, this was the beginning of the legendary stormy relationship between 50 and Diddy. So, when did it start getting obvious? Well, we can trace that to what happened in 2005. You see, before then, rapper Mase, who was signed with Diddy's record label, decided that he had had enough of the rap game and decided to retire in 1999. After retiring, Mase enrolled at Clark Atlanta University to get a degree in maths, but for reasons best known to him, he eventually became a pastor. Mase stayed in the church for some years until the rap game started calling him again, and then he decided to get back into the game. Mase made a comeback through Bad Boys Records with his album Welcome Back in 2004.
But the game ain't the same since I left out.
But then, Mase didn't want to continue with Diddy's record. So, he linked up with 50 and expressed interest in being a part of G-Unit. But there was a problem. Mase was still signed to Bad Boys Record, and Diddy was not interested in letting him go easily. At first, it seemed Diddy was cool with 50 signing Mase. Speaking to MTV, he said he was open to selling Mase to 50's label. With a smile on his face, Diddy said that 50 definitely got enough money to set everything right, but that 50 hadn't informed him about making a deal. In another interview, 50 mentioned that they eventually got around to having a conversation. Unfortunately, the deal didn't go through because Diddy wanted 50 to pay $2 million for him to release Mase from Bad Boy Records. Meanwhile, 50 was only ready to pay $1 million. All these happened in 2005, but it seemed 50 wasn't cool with how Diddy played hardball on the Mase deal, and the following year he released a song where he threw a hit at Diddy. Interestingly, Diddy and 50 seem to have buried the hatchet and were on the same ground the following year. That year, they both performed on stage at New York's Screamfest. However, the truce lasted only for a few years until 2010, when everything went wild. You see, one day, Jay Electronica stumbled on a fantastic verse while he was just playing around. He wrote, "The game ain't been the same since B.I.G. died and Wu swarmed on New York from out that beehive." According to Jay, he found the perfect beat and then reached out to Diddy, expressing his desire to release a song called "The Ghost of Christopher Wallace," referring to Biggie. Without wasting time, Diddy agreed, and they collaborated to release the song in 2010. While some people appreciated the song, 50 was among those that were aggrieved. According to 50, it was time for Diddy to sit his ass down, because Diddy was just profiting off Biggie's name. 50 launched a petition asking Diddy to let Biggie rest in peace. But he didn't stop there. He went to his X page where he aired his grievances against Diddy. He wrote, "Biggie's name should never have become Biggie's black card." When was the last time Diddy was really bigging up his brother, not bigging up his bank? This is just getting disrespectful. 50 also added, This song doesn't really remind me of Biggie in any way, except for having the puffy background dancing and ad-libs that almost destroy a good song. But this was just the beginning of 50's troll at Diddy. In 2015, Greg Kading released a documentary titled Murder Rap, which explored the deaths of Biggie and Tupac Shakur. According to an LAPD detective in the documentary, Diddy apparently paid a hitman $1 million to kill Tupac, and in retaliation, Suge Knight, Death Row Records co-founder, paid $13,000 to have Biggie killed. It was just speculations, of course, but 50 agreed with it, claiming on an Instagram post that it was true. He also accused Diddy of ruining the careers of several Bad Boys artists, including Lou, Mace, Shine, and Craig Mark. According to 50, these artists all found religion, died, or ended up in jail after dealing with Diddy. That was some bold words, but 50, as you know, doesn't mince words. And this is why he didn't hide his belief about Diddy being gay. Back in 2014, 50 insinuated on his Instagram that Diddy, Rick Ross, and Steve Stoute were gay, and he illustrated this with a photo of Steve and Diddy embracing and another photo of Diddy and Rick Ross seemingly locking lips. In the caption, 50 wrote, "I ain't saying nothing, but something ain't right." But this wasn't the only time that 50 had referred to Diddy's homophobic tendencies. When he was promoting his movie Den of Thieves in 2017, 50 posted an image of himself surrounded by a whole crew of stuffed animals with a text plastered on the image which said, "Recovering from pettiness." And, for the caption, he took more shots at Diddy, saying, "Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under the leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow." The following year, during an interview with Drinks on Champs, 50 recalled what Diddy told him at Chris Lighty's wedding. "He said something to me a long time ago at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what did you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You gon' make me mess up the wedding." No, that's something a guy says to a girl, 50 added. At the end of it, 50 called him a fruit pie. Hard shot, bro. Meanwhile, Diddy has been relatively silent on all of 50's shots at him. In fact, in 2018, during his appearance at the Breakfast Club, Diddy used the time to dismiss any notion of a beef with 50. He even said,
"I don't have no beef. He loves me. He loves me."
But it's clearly obvious to everyone, including 50, that he has no love for Diddy. To confirm this, 50 once said that Diddy reached out to him in order to clear the beef, but 50 refused because, according to him, he doesn't respect suckers. However, the beef took a pause when Diddy's lover, Kim Porter, died in 2018. In a rare moment of compassion, 50 sent a message of condolences to Diddy on his Twitter page. He wrote, "Rest in peace to Kim Porter. I send my condolences to her friends and family. She was loved and will be missed dearly. I know Puff is hit right now. He loved her for real. Soulmate type shit. Chin up, Puff. Positive vibes only." But, as expected, the positive vibes didn't last long. In 2021, 50's ex-girlfriend Daphne Joy, whom he had a child with, was spotted with Diddy. 50 chose not to ignore and reposted the image on his Instagram page with the caption, "Nah, me and Puff fight over business. He likes the girl. I don't give a fuck." Obviously, 50 was trying to act all unbothered about the situation. However, he decided to become really petty after Daphne posted a photo of herself vibing to Diddy's iHeartRadio music performance. Now, with the allegations against Diddy and his subsequent arrest, 50 has been having a field day. And word on the street is that 50 Cent has been making a documentary about Diddy for the past 10 years, which he just sold to Netflix called Diddy Do It. Not surprisingly, while other celebrities kept shut, 50 was one of the first to react after the FBI raided Diddy's house. Reacting on his X page, he said, "Now it's not Diddy doing it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case." But 50 didn't stop there. As more details of Diddy's case came out, 50 trolled him even more. One time, he reposted a video of Diddy and Mike Tyson during an interview where Tyson shifted Diddy's hands from his thighs. According to 50, Diddy wanted to grope Tyson, but Tyson wasn't having any of it. When the feds eventually announced that they saw 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant during the raid, 50 didn't hesitate to react. He wrote, "Here I am keeping good company with Drew Barrymore TV, and I don't have 1,000 bottles of lube at the house." From this, It's clear that the beef is not ending anytime soon. And, if Diddy is found guilty after his trial, there is no doubt that 50 will still troll him. What do you think? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.